Hi, we're the Qwik Full Coaster team. This is Victor, Christian, Chadwick, and I'm Jeremy. So Victor, he worked on OTA. Christian, he was on the server app and GUI. Chadwick did a lot of the coaster firmware, and I worked on the hardware such as the PCB and the enclosure itself. We've created an electronic drink coaster, and the reason we did this was when you go into a restaurant, a lot of times the waiter comes a little bit too often or sometimes not often enough, leaving your throat dry. Some of our product requirements were a 4-hour battery life and a sturdy enclosure.
So here's a block diagram of our coaster. As you can see in the top is the coaster, and the bottom the server app that the coaster transmits to. The coaster includes weight sensors and an ADC to get weight values from whatever's on top of the coaster. It also has a charging LED to indicate whether or not the coaster is plugged in so that the wait staff can easily see whether or not it's charging. We also have some charging circuitry over here to allow for an external plug to charge the coaster and a voltage regulator to regulate the battery voltage. In the bottom, we have the base station block diagram, which includes the network interface card, which receives the transmissions from the coaster itself. And then that data is processed through some algorithms to determine what status should be displayed on the GUI, as in, is it 75% full, 50% full, and whatnot.
So here we have the server application, which will be used by the wait staff in a restaurant. Currently right now on the coaster you can see here that we have a green bottle, which is representative of the green on the application here. So if I were to take off this green bottle and replace it with a yellow one, which is to say about maybe 75% full, the GUI should take some time and eventually update to show a yellow coloring. And there we go, so now it's yellow. And then I can take this one off, put on a orange bottle, and then once again, give it some time to transmit the new value onto the GUI. So after putting the orange bottle onto the coaster, the application updates with an orange color. And then finally, if I were to put a red bottle onto the coaster and let that transmit over, it will update the coaster on the application with the red coloring, signifying that it's nearly empty and that maybe wait staff should go in and refill their drink.
So some of the major challenge is about the long-lasting battery life that can work at least 4 hours for just like a restaurant ship. And another one is to have an accurate and right interval sensor that we are looking for a coaster. And another technical difficulty that we solve is about to integrate all the system together, and that's about a challenge that we have.